I would like to convene the February 2024 Bridges and Tunnels Committee meeting. Ms. Piscone, are there any public speakers?
Good morning. We have 3 members of the public registered to speak today. As a reminder, we ask that all public speakers adhere to the MTA's rules of conduct and decorum. I would also like to remind our public speakers that in the interest of time and fairness to all speakers, we limit everyone to 2 minutes. Please be aware of the clock in the front of the room and the warning light you will see reminding you that you have 30 seconds left to conclude your remarks. The first speaker will be Judy Polson. Following will be Maddie Bucky's Highland, followed by Lita Dupree.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having this meeting. This is my very first, so I don't really know the norms. Thank you for the instruction. I came here today. I'm a little out of place, I think. I came here today because I immigrated to this wonderful, wonderful city 33 years ago, and my knees are no longer as good as they were then, and I don't expect them to get better. So mine is just a voice asking for better accessibility, primarily on the subway system, especially more elevators and escalators that work more of the time. Thank you for your time, your thoughtful work, and have a great week. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next speaker is Maddie Bucky's Highland, followed by Alita Dupree.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Maddie W. Bucky's Highland. I want to speak today about the bridges and congestion pricing at this time remaining. First of all, I would like to appreciate the effort for the Triborough Bridge and Tunnel Authority for putting up new electronic signage on the Throgs Neck Bridge, which I went over for my birthday over at Chaz Palmenteri's Italian restaurant in White Plains, New York. The second thing I would like to speak about is congested pricing, which I'm going to be testifying about on Thursday. It could be much money for someone. As someone who commutes a lot from New York to Florida, it costs me about $30, $35 with the Easy Pass because, I use Easy Pass frequent from one of the MTA's bridges and tunnels all the way down maybe to the Fort McHenry Tunnel, which is operated by the Maryland Transportation Authority. As I go down to Florida, sometimes visit friends and family. Anyway, I would like to thank Commissioner Barbas for filling in the role for David Mack while he's away on business. Thank you, and God bless you, and have a great day. Ms. Piscone?
Thank you. The next speaker is Alita Dupree. We have an additional speaker, that is Jack Nierenberg next. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning to the chair. Hope you can hear me. Alita Dupree, for the record, she and her with Team Folds. I'm going to talk about bridges and tunnels today. They're very important and meaningful to me. I hope to be with you next month, but today I'm in Oakland. I can actually see the San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge from my room. Yeah, the reports look good. Toll recovery around 94%. So we want to keep working on that. And it seems like our Easy Pass participation has dropped a bit. I mean, 92% is not bad, but I think it was at one time about 95%. So we want to really get people involved in Easy Pass. It works. If I had a car, I would have it myself. And I am going to talk a little bit about congestion pricing. I ask that you stay the course because you're the administrators of this upcoming program. I want to see it happen. It needs to happen. I'm a person with disabilities, and I think about the many who can't climb the stairs. And I was in a BART station, and I had to climb stairs, and I was okay, but many can't. So we want to get those elevators in, and congestion pricing is going to help with that. And the CBTC and other things I can talk about in the transit meeting. And during my time in San Francisco lately, I've been riding autonomous vehicles. Someday those are going to come to New York. Don't know when. And I'm an unrepentant user of autonomous vehicles, and they work. And so if they come to New York, they're going to come on the bridges, which I think will be a good thing. But we need to be ready for the future. And I think it's going to be a good one in bridges and tunnels. Thank you.
Thank you. The next and final speaker is Jack Nierenberg.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Jack Nierenberg, and I'm the Vice President of Passengers United. So, who's ready to actually pay congestion pricing? By a show of hands. Anyone? I find that gravely concerning because if anyone should be paying the congestion pricing, it's the people who are actually making those decisions to put it in, to implement it in the first place. So, I've already expressed my concerns about and disapproval for the congestion pricing plan. So I'm not going to go into that today, but I do want to make one point clear, and that is when it comes to exemptions, transit workers are not even listed in the plan, and they're the ones commuting from a lot of these transit deserts, and unfortunately, they were not even given any exemption. They're the ones who are actually moving the system. So I find that especially concerning, and I'm going to mention this at the public hearings as well, and I'm also going to be mentioning it to the larger MTA board, and that is I'm going to be submitting a Freedom of Information Act request for, I want to see what exactly the MTA is going to be compensating MTA executives, people from the MTA board, and other proponents of the congestion pricing plan, because if they're being compensated, then they should not have any right to implement a toll structure and or seize other vehicles for those who are unable to pay for whatever reason, whether it be they're undergoing medical treatments, they have a disability and they're not being covered for that. And the disability clause in the law states that anyone with a disability is exempt from the toll, and that better be the case. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair. That concludes the public comment.
Thank you, Rose. The approval of the minutes of the January 2024 Bridges and Tunnel Committee meeting will be postponed to next month for reasons of quorum. Let's see. President Sheridan, are there any changes to the work plan?
Good morning, Chair Barbas. There are no changes to the work plan.
Thank you. President Sheridan will start off with her remarks.
Good morning. Bridges and Tunnels has kept the revenue recovery momentum going with our sustained enforcement against toll evasion. As you may have seen in the news earlier in February, we had a targeted enforcement operation at the RFK Bridge where we stopped vehicles for violations for intentionally obstructed and fraudulent license plates, as well as drivers with suspended vehicle registrations due to unpaid tolls. Once again, the message to persistent toll violators is clear. Your vehicle will be taken off the road if you fail to pay your tolls. This month, we'll highlight our focus on customers and what they experience at our facilities. Vice President of Maintenance, Charlie Passarella, will present the 2023 Customer Environment Report. Charlie.
Thank you, Kathy. Good morning, Commissioners. The Customer Environment Report begins on page 30 of the committee book. The key customer service areas for bridges and tunnels, in line with MTA goals, are to improve delivery of service and mobility at our 7 bridges and 2 tunnels, ensure the safety and security of our customers, and enhance the customer experience and environment at our facilities, which in total handle almost 1 million daily trips and more than 335 million crossings annually. Despite an authority-wide increase in traffic in 2023, most peak period customer travel times remained at the same operating levels compared to the same period last year. While the entire report is in the book, I'll present some highlights today. In 2023, Bridges and Tunnels swept a total of 12,502 miles of roadways and approaches and repaired 1,068 potholes. Bridges and Tunnels maintains a vigilant eye on roadway conditions and ensures a high-quality driving experience for customers by continuously addressing needs promptly. This short video clip that you'll see on the screen shows a typical tunnel washing operation. In 2023, Bridges and Tunnels washed nearly 8 million linear feet within the Queens Midtown and Hugh L. Carey tunnels. The cleanliness of the tile walls and ceilings in these tunnels is consistently monitored and washed as needed. Regular storm drain maintenance helps mitigate flooding conditions during heavy rain events and reduces corrosion of vital steel bridge components. Bridges and Tunnels cleaned 2,148 drains in 2023. The high-efficiency LED lighting replacement program is nearing completion. Bridge and Tunnel maintainers installed over 90 LED roadway lights in 2023. Bridges and Tunnels responded to 7,079 roadway incidents in 2023. The average emergency response time was consistent with past years despite increased traffic volumes. Incidents included disabled vehicles, collisions, and debris in the roadway. Roadway striping and other pavement markings enhance the ability of customers to safely and expeditiously cross Bridges and Tunnels facilities. Maintenance, operations, and our construction and development partners facilitated roadway closures enable striping of nearly 155,000 linear feet of roadway across Bridge and Tunnels facilities. Bridges and Tunnels upgraded a total of 8 variable message signs in 2023 at the Verrazano Narrows, Throgs Neck, Henry Hudson, and Marine Parkway bridges. Ongoing upgrades will continue through 2024. Bridges and Tunnels maintenance responds to all weather events including snow, rain, high wind, and icing conditions. In addition, the New York State Vehicle and Traffic Law was amended in 2022 to allow for municipal snowplows to have green and amber flashing lights. This integrated lighting feature offers a higher degree of contrast against the white background of snow and is more visible to the human eye than amber lights alone. Last year's pilot was so successful that Bridges and Tunnels has now added green lights to all of its fleet of snow plowing vehicles. The extent of work, repairs, enhancements, and upgrades accomplished would not have been possible without the dedication of our hardworking maintenance crews. I'm delighted to announce that in February 2024, we successfully graduated a new class of maintainers after an extensive training program which lasting over 6 weeks. These 25 new employees are a much-needed start to replenishing our maintenance staffing vacancies, and we look forward to more classes to ensure the continuity of our operations in the future. If there are no questions, this concludes the highlights of the Customer Environment Report.
Are there any questions for Charlie? Okay, thank you, and to your entire team for your care and attention to our facilities. Our total 2023, boy, I'm having trouble with that number, traffic broke a record at 335.1 million crossings, which yielded another record of nearly $2.4 billion in toll revenue. I'm pleased to report, due to our record-breaking revenue and our operating efficiencies, B&T will provide nearly $1.3 billion in surplus, which will benefit the MTA's mass transit systems. Adam Hartke, MTA Bridges and Tunnels financial liaison, will present an overview of the TBTA operating surplus and also the 2024 adopted budget and financial plan. Adam.
Thank you, Kathy. The staff summary begins on page 52 and includes an attachment of the resolutions that are summarized as follows. The resolutions to certify and transfer $1.289 billion in 2023 operating surplus to the MTA in New York City Transit pursuant to Section 1219A-2B of the Public Authorities Law of the State of New York, and resolutions recognizing $12.369 million in 2023 TBTA investment income to be transferred to the MTA pursuant to Section 569C of the Public Authorities Law. Resolutions pursuant to the Public Authorities Law to advance monthly the fiscal year 2024 TBTA surplus to the MTA in New York City Transit in the aggregate amount not to exceed 90% of the estimate of the sum of that month's operations, if available, with the first $1.8 million going to New York City Transit and the remaining sum split 50% to New York City Transit, less applicable bond service, and 50% to the MTA, less applicable bond service. Your approval is requested.
Thank you, Adam. We will also defer the approval of the TBT operating surplus resolutions to next Wednesday's board meeting when we have a quorum.
Do we have any questions? Commissioner Valdivia?
Hi, thank you so much. So I just want to highlight how important this action is. This really kind of goes back to the founding of the MTA and how critical it is, this cross-subsidy from TBTA to our mass transit system. And essentially, that's what we're trying to also do with congestion pricing, right? And so it really falls in line with the way the MTA functions and how, as a region, we look to support transit. So I just want to emphasize, it probably sounds like, 1.8 billion, what does it all mean? A transfer. It's really so important from a policy perspective, what we do here at Bridges and Tunnels. So really appreciate all of your work. All of this revenue is funding this incredible system that moves millions of people a day. So thank you for your leadership, Kathy.
Thank you.
We also have, as an informational item, the 2024 adopted budget and financial plan starting on page 65. The plan includes a schedule detailing the monthly allocation of revenue and expenses for the purposes of reporting. Unless there are any questions, this concludes my report.
Thank you, Adam. Chief Operating Officer Allison DeSraino has a brief statement regarding congestion pricing, so I'll hand it over to her.
Thank you, Kathy, and good morning. A bit later this morning at the Transit Committee meeting, which is heavily attended by many who use paratransit, our Chief Accessibility Officer, Kumela Arroyo, will be giving a presentation on the Central Business District Tolling Program exemption that TBTA is designing for qualifying vehicles transporting persons with disabilities. We invite you to attend, as next month the board will be asked to vote on our disability exemption plans in addition to a Central Business District toll rate-making schedule.
Thanks, Allison. And finally, there are no procurements this month, and this concludes B&T's report.
May I have a motion to adjourn? A second? That's okay. We can do it. We can do it. Concludes the meeting. Thank you.